this special call meeting for Monday, April 4th, 6 p.m. with the only thing on the agenda to be discussion of ladder truck, USDA grant funds, what we thought we were going to receive has since changed. So the county finance committee felt the department that we need to meet ASAP, get ahead of this and hopefully to save some money. And then also, we need to reach out, as the chief already has, to Spanberger to see why this has come back to us with less money.
Well, I can tell you why. I think the question is, what is Spanberger gonna do about it?
Correct.
And I don't think anybody really knows exactly what Spanberger's gonna do about it, but. You have a question? Want me to
The price
present it?
the price difference of the money that's out of the town pocket would be what?
Yeah.
From what we were gonna pay out of pocket then to now.
Initially, it was $520,000 out of town pocket. That was the original, okay? After we got, the original offering that you guys actually authorized us to sign a loan resolution at that council meeting was a $500,000 grant and a $520,000 loan, plus $200,000 from the county, okay? Started out at $200,000 with a grant from USDA. That's what Billy used as the match number. That's why the county gave you $200,000. That was the rationale for that figure. Okay. So we had put together before Spanberger showed up, $1,020,000 plus the $200 from the county. $1,220,000. So we were still a ways away. I remember talking sometime up here about buying some strip down truck or something we had. Well, Spanberger, we filled out the application, sent it in, and dang it, they didn't come back with $923,000 in addition. Okay, to them. And they told us it was gonna work like this, $1.423 million of grant money, plus the $520,000 of loan money, would take the total budget up to 1.923 or right at or thereabouts, okay? That would still leave us a $520,000 loan. However, we hadn't factored in the county money. So you really, after Spanberger did her big presentation and everything worked out, you guys were gonna be on the hook for about $300,000.
So you're looking at an increase of $200,000 because of this
$200,000 from after Spanberger to,
to now,
what are you seeing now?
which is a big thing for.
It's actually a little more than 200, it's about 265, 85.
We're going from 520, which is the loan.
But 520 will still be the number from USDA. You're gonna have to find the difference
Correct.
of $64,000, I believe is the number. 82,000 that you're gonna have to find from another lending or funding source. I will tell you this, I've been around a while, Jennifer, they've seen us come and go with these grants and applications. $923,000 is a lot of money for a grant for your kid. I don't think, and when it was 1.4, Tara was like, I've never even heard of that much money going out. But
Close.
Too close.
But as it stands right now, you get a $923,000 grant on a $1.744 million.
It's still nothing to flinch at by far.
No,
That's
it was
a lot.
good deal. It's still a good deal.
But $200,000.
You've added $265,000 of lending from the last time we talked about this stuff.
I mean, and as you see, if we jump now, what the increase will be if we don't do anything by May 1st, your increase will be $65,000? 60?
It would go, we would go from 82,000 one-time purchase, still have the 520. The 520 is gonna be there
Correct.
regardless. We would go from 82,000 extra dollars needed out of pocket to 139,000 needed out of pocket.
Correct.
I did talk to the sales rep about if we paid now or if we put our name on the truck, and he's like, it's being produced after May 1st, it's gonna have that increase. So and the later truck is actually less outfitted than the truck that we'd like to sign the contract on for the 1.7.
And before all these increases happened, I would look at them and say, y'all are full of it, that y'all are just increasing things and trying to push a sale. But I can tell you with nowadays times, no, it's going up.
And like Philip said, when we started this process, we were at 1.2 to 1.4 for a brand new ladder truck. That was 2 years ago. We're at 1.7 now, just based on inflation. So it's going to keep going.
So the first truck's still available?
He's waiting for a signed contract, if so approved by council tonight, to put our name on it.
I personally feel like we'd be crazy if we didn't do it now. But in hopes that Spanberger and them are gonna reach back out. They're gonna,
I think it's likely.
That's my question. You said that, did you say you talked to Spainberg?
I emailed Christy Black, and who is Spanberger's, I guess, PR person.
She
the one-
replaced, I think, Jesse Direct, who was really instrumental in getting all this done.
And this isn't impacting just Blackstone from what we're hearing from USDA. This is impacting everybody that got a congressional grant through this whole process.
So she didn't say yay or nay when you
they
asked her.
responded,
Never responded.
which hadn't been, it's only been
It's been Friday.
days.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I mean,
Yeah, we found this all out, I want to say Thursday of last week, that it was cut. We were in the process of working on a $1.9 million budget to a
we hadn't
$900,000.
heard of this until our finance committee meeting Thursday evening. And so that's why we said we need the whole council to meet and talk about it
I
before.
will say, Sue, she called, I knew what the deal was. Initially, here's the deal, and here's the reason it's a little bit of a problem, or I shouldn't say a problem. Since the 923 came in as a, we'll call it a grant, but it's a earmark is what it really is, and to the budget. That $923,000 can represent 55% of the total purchase price. And that's the same with a garbage truck, dump truck, any of that kind of stuff. We have 55% is all typically the town is eligible for grant-wise on any of these pieces of equipment. And they're holding to that now with the 923, and I think there's actually a little more that they would add to it, but 55% of a $1,744,000 truck is like 900, no, that's their original number. A USDA grant, maybe another $57,000 on top. So they're sticking to the 55%, but as USDA told me on the phone, what Dion alluded to, well, here's the bigger problem. We're the only community in Spanberger's district that actually qualifies for any grant money, okay? Any grant money. Culpeper and Henrico and Chesterfield, their incomes are too high. They can apply for loan money through USDA, but they're not eligible for grant money. But I can tell you, Amelia County, they got $375,000 earmark grant, whatever you call it, from Spanberger to buy and renovate that old bank building right there across from the courthouse. So Tara Delaney's position was, and this is what Eric was just saying, I think she'll make some changes, because if you stick strictly to USDA rules, we're the only one eligible for anything. Nobody else is eligible for any grant money. But ours is capped at 55%. So they've got some hashing out to do. Do I think it'll ultimately get resolved? Somehow. The money's sitting at USDA. They've already committed it. The money is there. And Tara's emails today say, I'm not going to send the money back till it gets resolved, because there may be more coming, but we just don't know. At this point, you got to go with it. You got to borrow $580,000.
Government wheels turn slow, especially levels above us. The ball fields over there. How much extra did that end up costing us because VDOT is so slow at approving projects and funding them?
They still hadn't reimbursed us completely on that.
And so you're talking, that cost us what, $200,000 more over there?
Well, I think that was some, not just VDOT, but I think just the time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Before
that's what I'm
concrete was
saying.
more expensive than it was
The longer
65
we
years
wait,
ago when it
it's
was.
just gonna continue to increase.
And this wouldn't be a problem if the Spanberger money wasn't channeled through USDA. And because it's channeled through USDA, it has to follow USDA's grant loan funding rules. So if this went through a different federal organization, we wouldn't be up here saying this. We would have had 500,000 from USDA, 900 from Spanberger, 520 loan, we'd be at our 1.9.
The $900 and some thousand, I mean, I don't think it would not be prudent of us to prolong this. I feel like tonight, 7 of us should vote to approve the purchase of the truck as status quo, with hopes, and keep working. Don't just stand back here, but we need to keep pushing Spanberger to try to
If
And I think we all feel the same way, I mean, cause we need it, so, man, no need to keep playing with it, just,
Well, that's why we wanted to
Yeah.
ask everybody instead of just
Yeah.
us make the,
So you know too, Jennifer did some good work with USDA payoff, you know, we got some equipment that we already financed for them. One of the yellow. stuff on here. You guys wanna follow along there? But no, this is what we currently have on the book, this doesn't, and not including water and sewer, this is just equipment that we have purchased, and I point out to you, the 2 dump trucks have not yet been delivered, so we have not made payments on it. Garbage truck was just delivered, I don't know if we've made a payment on it yet. We have made a payment on it, and that yellow highlighted 22 fire department engine, that's the one that just came in a couple weeks ago. We may not have made a payment on that one, but we will be. As you can see on the lower right-hand corner, ladder expense is $44,000 annually for the ladder truck. How would we try to defray some of this cost? Well, we've got a year between using apparatus money and paying off some of this stuff, specifically the higher interest. Jennifer highlighted that one, I think at the bottom, it said we could pay down this in anticipation of the ladder truck, and you believe Tara would redo the note? To change the payments? There you go. So usually when you make an extra payment on your house payment, they don't lower your payments, but I think Jennifer has talked to Tara, and Tara would be willing to consider refinancing basically that truck.
keep it clean within departments. Why couldn't we just pay down the engine that we currently got and just keep it within departments?
Because if you don't pay it all off, you haven't, unless they're willing to make those adjustments. For $44,000, that truck only represents $30,000. You still have $15,000 that you would have to pay off. Okay, that if you want to keep it in the fire department, you want to keep it in the general fund versus water and sewer, we can figure it out. But I think logically we can find up to $30,000 in payoff, either with this truck or going back and paying off some of these police cars and some of this other stuff. If Tara won't redo the note or refinance. So I
She ran these payoffs for me as of April 1st, so, she knew we were trying, I was trying to find different ways to make this.
I think best case scenario will be $15,000 annually for 15 years that you're gonna have to find that we haven't earmarked something that we,
And-
or Jennifer hadn't found.
But that's the worst case scenario. That's if nothing comes back and changes with Spanberger.
If nothing comes back and
That's
changes.
worst case.
I personally feel that the engine can be paid off this year completely. The
The 275?
200 out of an allocation from the county. So that's 200,000. We haven't received fiscal 22 funds from the county yet for decal nor apparatus. So that's
The
70.
county's gonna be, I mean, the money is going back to the ladder truck, even, just make sure the county's cool with using the 200 to pay off.
I'd prefer us try to keep it in the departments that they were allocated for.
So how much do y'all generally get from Nottaway?
Nottaway
How about
County
the decal?
decals, 2018, 2016, we're at 29. Last year, we got 52 and change.
So that's why
Decal.
we used 45 as a more of an
Happy
average.
medium.
Yeah, correct.
Because they were catching up. Because if you didn't pay your decal money through DMV, then you were gonna lose your license or something like that. So they were able to catch up.
And Katie is out there too, so I could get a better number, but just for today.
And then every year, we always get 45,000 from the county.
When do you
For
look at getting
apparatus.
that? I mean, we're fiscal year 22.
They don't pay until then.
It was May
No, we
last
did
year.
it By May
Yeah.
of the fiscal year, so we received FY 21 in May of last year, we'll receive FY 22 May of this year.
And then if you get the 200, you're over.
But, this all sounds good, but we haven't even made a payment on that truck. And in the past, Tara's asked us not to pay stuff off immediately because it makes them, USDA, believe that we don't really need that money. So,
Right.
But
we
she,
gotta,
I spoke to her
I
about that, and
understand
she
that.
did say she believes because of this
Because of
situation, and
circumstance,
if her
yeah.
boss knows, she said that she felt like there'd be a way to make, cause I brought that up too, I thought it was too early. She said she can't put it in writing yet that it was okay, but she did send me the payoff.
I think
Yeah.
what gets paid off just contingent on what USDA would do.
I think that's all can be worked out in the works. That's all fine and dandy. I think I would personally like us to commit right now to just go ahead and let's sign the contract, be done with it, have it on the books, and then we can work out the exact funding.
And
Is that a motion?
Got a motion?
So,
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All
No,
those-
since it's a
It's
highway.
roll
Sorry,
call.
roll call, starting, I think with Ms. Scott.
Aye.
I said it already.
All right.
Wake up.
7-0.
And is
We
it,
need the mayor here. to
So
run
they
this.
said that the Phillips community hadn't bought the truck? Yeah.
yeah,
They did not?
he called me 30 minutes before this
Call
meeting.
him and tell him we gotta sign that.
Is it okay for me to sign, or,
I'd prefer Philip or somebody, just as a town,
fine?
nothing against you, but.
That, it's okay, it's in the paper.
I'm authorized to sign.
So do y'all wanna amend the motion to authorize him to sign? Who made, you and Ms. Jones, do y'all good amending so that he would be the signer?
You sign it tonight?
Out of curiosity, what's the difference in the, I mean, you said this one came with an extra,
This one has a different rear end in it. It's an all-steer apparatus, so it's better for smaller communities. The next one has a tandem rear end.
How long is this one as opposed to our old one?
It's 4750,
How long is our old one?
49.
Around the same.
If you'll remember the truck that we brought for a demo a couple months back,
Pretty much.
it's very similar to that truck.
It's the new engine's 42?
No. Probably
Surely this
260.
thing's gotta be longer than
It's,
that.
It is
yeah, yeah.
255 and 222. So that's the difference in the wheelbase.
And it'll be the only ladder truck in the county?
Correct.
And the closest one is in,
Southfield, Lawrenceville, Farmville.
so it's really, I mean, larger than what the county, I mean, it's a good distance.
Yeah, if y'all didn't do this tonight, it would be 18 to 24 months before the next truck comes off the line.
Like I told Fire Chief,
You saying that?
the date of delivery
You
doesn't
do it
concern me
tonight,
as much
it's
as
still-
the price.
Oh, okay.
how much should we just save in accessories?
So
Do you have any idea what the ballpark would be?
I know that rear end is 50,000
I hadn't talked
right off the bat.
Yeah.
So that's a $50,000 upgrade.
Yeah, any
All right.
questions, I can probably answer all of them.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
And this is the committee that's been working on it. Tim Hogg, Ray Arms, Zach, we have Mike Smith, who couldn't be here, he's camping, and Sam Nunley. So these are the folks that kind of been putting all the time
I
and
just
money.
got a question. Okay, we signing this tonight. When will we get the fire truck?
April,
June at the latest of next year.
Nigga, okay.
yep.
If we don't do it, it's 24 months. If we signed it later, it'd take 24 months for it to be in the station. This truck is already, we took a slot, they do demos. So we took that slot, I signed this contract, we put our name on the slot that's gonna be built and done by July of next year. The next available slot is 24 months.
It's a truck that's already worked its way up through the queue and is
It's not
ready
in
for
production
production.
yet, but it's
It's
soon.
in, yeah, it's on, paper ready to hit the line.
And so the truck crew knows and anybody knew, we have not pushed this off. We just haven't had the money. I mean, $900,000 is a big windfall for the town,
I
so
probably got 400 hours tied up in this truck.
we've been trying. If you know, we have been trying, but for the town of Blackstone to take over $1 million hit, that's a lot of money. So we're still fortunate getting the $900,000.
And we're hoping the other money will fall through because we were gonna utilize some of that for outfitting as well. So that's still something that we're having on the back burner that we need to prepare for. But if that other money comes through, it would be pulled into the station fully outfitted and ready. So we still got work to do, but no money is due on this one for a year, over a year. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that Spanberger's office can work some magic in USDA, and the original funding we thought we had will come through.
All right?
Do we know how much money, I know the difference was 300,000, did I note that correctly? 300.
Right there, Randy, yeah.
Does that include
a week
interest
ago,
over the
we were-
term? Does that include interest over
No.
the term for that?
No,
No,
just the phone.
can't be.
Or is it more money on top of that?
Yeah, that's 2.25% for 50
Term, right?
15 year. And we're usually, the town's pretty good usually at executing these terms early. So, I don't think,
Most stuff off. If cash them. I think we paid that tanker truck off a year earlier, 18 months earlier.
the command vehicle was paid off early, everything.
Anybody else have anything?
It's not an agenda item, we can't vote on it, but I am gonna sign this particular letter because the county has asked us to support them in their pursuit of grant money for a new radio system. I think that radio system is specific to public safety. I was shocked by the number, $6 million.
No funds from the town?
6 million.
No funds from the town?
They're not asking for any in this letter.
Dispatching fees gonna go up because of it?
We are analog
But they're asking us to support $1 million application
and
for,
completely,
and I'm not asking you to vote on it, we can't make an amendment, but because there's no dollar figure and they're asking for a resolution by April 12th, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it. And, then we'll come back and ratify it later if we have more details, but it was just an email Buddy Hatch sent me this morning.
and they're trying for Spanberger money, or,
What kind of grant it is?
I think it's USDA.
Everybody's doing it through the way the radio systems are now. Everybody's trying to compress radio frequencies with everything but cell phones. So that's the push for it.
and our system was built earlier than 2012. We did an upgrade in 12 through a Department of Homeland Security grant. So this is,
Two to this one.
no, we put a couple more towers and added some radios,
I think total project was $6 million is what he said.
is what they're estimating. And they have a consultant firm that's 400 and some odd thousand for the whole project.
I'll read this sentence to you very quickly. It says, please accept this letter as our support of Nottaway County's effort to obtain $1 million to an agricultural community facilities grant. And that leads me to believe that
So I don't have it on the agenda for April, maybe so y'all can vote on it.
It's a brand new system. Everything we have is gonna be gone. New dispatch consoles, new radio frequencies, new radios.
Will that include upgrading, since we have a secondary dispatch at our station? Will it include them upgrading that?
The radios will, so you should have the capabilities.
It's a good question.
I mean, I would like to see if that can be included, because
I agree
then
100%.
it would be out of our pocket.
I agree.
Compatible.
The police chief and my communications committee is meeting in the 19th, I believe, to talk to the consultant firm to give them our requests. The police chief is 100% on board of having a backup in case there's another ice storm. We
We
hope.
wouldn't use it before. We hope they will in the future.
They didn't know it was here,
Hey, we're gonna play
Yeah.
nice.
so. There needs to be a backup regardless, so,
Wherever it be, it
Yeah.
needs to be a backup.
Everybody else.
Digital be nice though. Digital's nice.
oh yeah, it's gonna be a completely different world for us. And the bad part is, we're the last, every surrounding county has upgraded their radio system, except us. So we are the last county to do anything. Amelia's starting their project. Dinwiddie's project is, I wanna say, almost twice this amount of money for Dinwiddie County. Lunenburg just signed their contract, and Brunswick has already transitioned. So we're the only ones on a VHF frequency.
The only bad thing about digital is when you can hear and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work. There's no static in between. And you get further away from VHF and it gets staticky and staticky and staticky, but you can still kind of hear. Digital, it's clear, clear, clear. Nothing.
Gone.
Gone. So,
All right, if there's nothing else, then we will adjourn the meeting at 6:25.
I'd like to thank all of y'all.
yeah, thank
We
you.
put a lot of work in it, so it means a lot to us.
You're welcome. We